Now, I'm sure that many of you know, or you could probably guess this, but I absolutely love prehistoric documentaries, and we've been getting a lot of those recently. And so many of them have been amazing. My favorite in recent memory has been Prehistoric Planet Ice Age. I adored that series, and it's still just in my brain. Like, I can't get it out, and I don't even want to get it out. But we do still have more things to look forward to. If you recall, last year I did make a video talking about an upcoming documentary known as Surviving Earth, and I want to talk about it again because since I made that video, Impossible Pictures has released a plethora of different pieces of footage, like behind the scenes footage, images, and some information talking about what this documentary is going to be about. So I think it's high time that we covered it again because I seriously think that you guys should definitely be paying attention to this documentary because I think it's going to be amazing. So first of all, to jog your memory or to possibly introduce this project to you, this documentary will be an 8-part series that is completely focused on mass extinctions, hence the name Surviving Earth. And it's going to be going through many, many, many millions of years. We're going to be seeing animals from the Paleozoic, we're going to be seeing animals from the Mesozoic, and we're going to be seeing animals from the Cenozoic. So many creatures are probably going to be making an appearance here, and I am so happy for that. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the different pieces of behind the scenes footage and images that we have gotten since that last video. The first one is this amazing footage right here. So yeah, it is pretty gross. What we have is a practical tongue that of course belongs to a CGI Ishigualastia, but I absolutely love this because it's showing something that's kind of being forgotten in a lot of paleo documentaries, and that's the use of practical effects. I'm just going to go ahead and read Impossible Pictures' Instagram post. That way you can get an idea of why they decided to use a practical tongue instead of a CGI one. Milk VFX, the CGI company behind this project, always paid great attention to detail. Worried that if we went in too close to an Ishigualastia chewing, the graphics in the sloppy mouth would look bad. So they shot the inside of the mouth practically. In the end, it's tricky to see, but we all know it is there. I don't know why I said that last part so weird, but yeah, the reason why they did that is because they weren't sure if they could make like a convincing looking tongue. So they put in the effort to make a practical tongue, even though you can barely even see it past the animal's beak and mouth. That's amazing. And that I love that sort of attention to detail. That is something that's going to help elevate this documentary because again, it's a very small thing, but you know, it just adds to it. It shows that they care about what they're doing, even just for an animal that's not even too well known either. Like I'm sure that many folks have never even heard about Ishigualastia. So already that is a fantastic start. And what they're really highlighting here is the use of practical effects. Now, we've known that they are going to be using practical effects for a while. We have seen their Borealipelta animatronic, which is going to be amazing. I assume it's Borealipelta. It is certainly a notosaurid, but I'm just assuming that it's a Borealipelta. They're also shooting on various different locations, all of which look absolutely breathtaking. Here's a taxidermy deer that we'll be seeing in the show. Oh, and here's one of my favorites. Here is a set of the Carboniferous swamp. That's fantastic because of course a lot of environments that existed back then are very different from the ones that we see today. That's one of the reasons why Prehistoric Planet mainly stuck to the Maastrichtian, because those environments are very similar to the environments that we have today. The same can be said for the Prehistoric Planet Ice Age, because with it being the Pleistocene, environments are a little bit closer to what we're familiar with. When you go really far back to the Paleozoic and you take a look at environments that existed during the Carboniferous, things were quite a bit different. I mean, you could probably film in a swamp or, something that looks similar to it, like say what Prehistoric Park did, and you can certainly get away with that. But what they did for this project was build their own set. And that is amazing, likely filled with all kinds of vegetation that existed during the time of the giant bugs like Meganeura and Arthropleura. Again, that's the kind of dedication and attention to detail that I absolutely love to see. And from what they've revealed so far, we're going to be getting a lot of that. Now, that Ishigualastia, that's not the only piece of footage. There was also what is likely Dimetrodon footage. It's simply just digging right here, as you can see in the footage, and they show how they practically did that. And then it drags out a little, what looks like an amphibian. I assume a Diploculus. I think we actually do have evidence of Dimetrodon eating a Diploculus, so that certainly matches up, and I love it here. I just love just the simple act of it digging and then showing them drag the rock to, simulate the dirt being moved past, like, to the sides because of this Diplocoelus being dragged back. It's just it's fantastic. It's simple stuff, but I just love to see it. There was and then most recently, a couple days ago, I think it was, we did get this footage right here where we have a blue man holding some meat. Oh no, it's a bear. So yeah, again, more use of practical effects. They did mention in the post that they did end up replacing everything in the scene, even the meat, but it's, nice to have someone walk into frame as reference. That way it makes it easier for the camera, the camera operators who are filming that scene. So we have what seems to be a short-faced bear. If I were to wager a guess, I would say maybe Arctodus, possibly Arctotherium, but I'm not too entirely sure. It's got a very nice design, though, I'll tell you that. I love the colors and the patterns that it has on its face. And, again, that highlights how we're going to be seeing different points in Earth's history. The Ischigualastia lived in the Triassic period, which means that it's a Mesozoic creature. The Dimetrodon lived in the Permian, which means that it is a Paleozoic creature. And this short-faced bear lived in the Pleistocene, which means that it is a Cenozoic creature. Again, that's showcasing how we're going to be diving into the major eras. So that's the behind the scenes footage. There was also quite a few images that have released since I've last talked about this, like this image of a pliosaur that just looks absolutely breathtaking. I really dig it. There was also this image of what I think are some Gompotheres, just all walking in a group back here, which is going to be so fantastic to see, and a sort of saber-toothed cat as well. This close-up of the saber-toothed cat looks fantastic. I love the detail of the fur and the whiskers and the eyes and everything. Looks phenomenal. It looks on par with, say, something like Prehistoric Planet Ice Age. Like, if you told me this was a shot from Prehistoric Planet Ice Age, I would believe you. So this documentary has so much potential. And it's easily probably like my most anticipated project of 2026. I don't think we quite have a release date. I think I've heard some people say spring. I think I've heard some people say fall of next year. It will be released by NBC and it will stream on Peacock. That much I do know, but in terms of like release dates, when we're gonna get a trailer, that stuff I'm not sure about. But certainly, keep an eye out for this documentary. Definitely talk about it with your friends and family. Say, hey, this new documentary is going to be absolutely amazing, because everybody needs to hear about it. And I'm probably going to keep talking about it. I just talked about it on the Paleopod. If you guys watched the Paleopod, and I'll probably keep doing that too. But that's pretty much all I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and have an awesome day.